Welcome back everyone to the Complete Pineleaf, and yes, I decided to head deeper into the foundations of stone, bury some fallen dwarves. Now unfortunately, Blind Strider is often right smack in the way to the Dark Warden that I'm looking for, so we gotta get this annoying beast in order to get to the annoying beast I want to fight. I really don't like this quest, one of my least favorite quests in Moria. But you gotta go through all the nameless out here. Then you gotta, and then look at it. Right behind him is the Dark Warden. So if you're not careful, you could wind up fighting both of them at the same time. And I certainly don't want to be fighting two annoying signatures at the same time. So let's get this guy dead. Then deal with. Then get out of here. There you go. Collected the Dark Warden's head. Yay! I am out of this place. I'm back from my little trip to the Lone Lands, and I even brought this as a present.
This is intolerable.
What, they brought the head of the Dark Warden? See? And I was told that you wanted it. I see that your journey was well worth the effort, Pineleaf, and that this is what you have? I see Moscow Mudbottom was right. I do know how you must proceed from here. Your next step will be more perilous. Are you ready? No, I am not in the slightest way whatsoever anyway considering that, because the next step is a fellowship.
Stay and hear me out.
Let's go after the Mad Captain, and it requires a full fellowship and all that fun stuff, and you know that's not happening. I only promised to do the soloable stuff, but I did finish the deed, Path of the Masterful Fist, so that gives me another trait point. And now, I think it's time for me to head to Galadriel, right? Jealousy do I guard my secrets, not the least of which is my mirror. Still there are times when we require a greater knowledge, and this is one such time. Shadows gather in the east, and the fates of lost friends burns in the heart. Well, let's find out what happened to them. What happened to Gandalf? Or Mithrandir, as they are wont to call him here. Here we are. Ah, Galadriel. Hello there.
I know what befell you in the darkness, and that your courage did not fail.
I am aware of your kindness to Megor beneath the mountains, Pineleaf. You are now held high in his esteem, and he accords you great fondness for your part in his rescue. Strange deeds unravel on the many paths of your journey, for as your footsteps leads to and fro, I perceive that many fates are entwined with your own. Some of your tales have seemed ended, but locked doors may yet be pried open. My mirror can show many things, and you may ask what you will. But heed this before you peer into the water. Many valuable answers may come unbidden. Look now, and see what may be seen. Look in the mirror, Pineleaf, and see what you will. Probably my reflection, and nothing more. Anything?
Mithrandir faced his match in Moria, a Balrog of Morgoth. Into the depths they fell, then rose again up the endless stair. There they did battle one against the other, and the fire of it was terrible. In the end, Mithrandir threw down the Balrog, though he himself fell into shadow. Yet who is to say what his end might be? Not all hope is yet lost.
Of course, I already knew what happened to the Balrog since I saw his corpse several episodes back.
Why here the Windlord will find Gandalf, if he is to be found anywhere in Middle-earth.
Some light is now shed upon the riddles. Do you not agree? The clues left behind among the foundations of stone begin to form a clear picture at last. Gandalf the Grey strove in Moria with the shadow and flame, and they fell, and perhaps rose again. Who had the mastery? Well, according to what I saw, the Balrog certainly did not. It has been said that my eyes see farther than many who are deemed wise. Yet keener eyes we need to pierce the darkness that shrouds Mithrandir from my sight. Who can spy upon Moria and all the sides and gain rumor of the fate of Gandalf? Only Gwaihir the Windlord can do this. Gwaihir the Windlord. I saw more than the fate of Mithrandir behind your eyes, Pineleaf. I saw glimpses of your own fate as well. A thundering of hooves shakes the earth. Black sails fly on a river of dread. Your foes are everywhere, but you see them not. Your grief binds you to them, Warden, and you defy death in its name. But the mirror shows many things, and all of them come to pass. Of Mithrandir, at least, the vision is clearer. Gwaihir the Windlord rests in the rear of my garden. Tell him what you have seen. It was just landing at the time you said that. Ah, how perceptive. But of course, that vision is going to be a long way coming to pass. I mean, the one about my fate in there. Black sails. Of course, as soon as I saw that one with the whole thing with the black sails and all, it was pretty apparent what battle that would be in, and that is how many updates is that going to be from? Because we are going to have the Isengard update, the Western Rohan update, the Eastern the Eastern Rohan update, then the Western Rohan updates. That's 3 steps in the legendary server from now. That's probably close to a year before that happens. Then we have the Gondor. Now in Gondor, the question is, how much will they divide that? Because there were 2 5-level cap increases along in the time, and the question is, are they going to do them separately or together? In other words, it'd be one big chunk that's going to be Gondor, and that could determine what happens there. Let's say it's Gondor's one big chunk. So that means 4 updates from now is when we are finally going to get around to being able to fulfill this little thing. That's at least a year away. I have carried Gandalf before now, and if he yet lives, I will carry him again. I will send out the sharpest-sighted eagles to seek him from every corner of the land, and I will fly until we have learned what befell him. If he is to be found, I and my kind will find him. Return to the lady and tell her I will do this. Very well. As if she doesn't already know, right? Especially seeing how he took off immediately afterwards. I know that Gwaihir will find Mithrandir, if he is to be found. Haldir will show you from this place, Pineleaf. I will call for him. Very well, so long. That was most curious.
You have my thanks.
The Lady Galadriel can see much in her mirror, but it is not known to her or any power whether what she had shown you will come to pass. One day, perhaps, you will look back on your long road and make sense of what you saw today. Only time can tell such things. I thank you for your service you have provided my people, and may the light of the elves shine upon the path and guide you on your steps aright. For those unfamiliar with the Galadriel, we will name you friend, and allow you to enter our fair home.
You are welcome within Lothlorien, and may visit the hill of Kerin Amroth.
That, of course, is reference back to the days when Until you reached acquaintance with Lothlorien, you weren't even allowed in the bounds. This is as far as you could go. I had done a couple of other quest arts, and I just finished friend of them, so that's nice and useful. You're welcome to within Lothlorien Pineleaf, for the friendship you have demonstrated and your efforts against the orcs and other dangers within Moria. Pass beneath the eaves of the forest to the north and travel to the hill of Carin Amrath in the center of Lothlorien. It is both beautiful and peaceful, and Milwyn will be pleased to tell you of its history. Look for her at the archway west of the hill of Carin Amrath, far to the north of here inside the forest. All right then, that's it. And that begins book number 7. I finished my little return trip to Moria, and I think you'll be happy you didn't come along with me, Bingo. It was pretty bad down there. But have you just been sitting around here, or have you been doing anything?
I am not sure what to make of our mysterious hosts.
These hosts certainly seem welcoming, but they're simply so. I do not know what word I can use to describe them. They seem somehow otherworldly, but at the same time very much part of this land. It strikes me as very odd that they can be both, but that's the impression that they gave me. Oh, I forgot to ask them my questions. If I'm going to describe our stay in the Golden Wood for my book, I need to have a better understanding of the elves and their lord and lady. If you can meet the keeper of stories that was mentioned by the Lady Galadriel, perhaps I can borrow a book that can help me to learn about Lothlorien and its people. Find Pensnet at Kirinoth and see if she will lend you such a book. All right. I'll head over. I'll speak with her on my way to Karen Amroth. Okay. Okay. See you in a moment. Ah, this looks like it could be her. You have discovered Karen Noth. Why do those two look familiar? Hello there. I'm looking for a book for someone to read.
Hail, what brings you to Lorien?
Welcome to Lothlorien Pineleaf. I have already heard tell of your deeds, and any aid I can provide will be gladly given. Yes? Ah, it's a noble thing, Pineleaf, to seek knowledge of a subject about which you know little. I will happily give Bingo a book that contains some accounts of the history of the elves. Beware! This book is many pages, and even so, it will not cover the entirety of the subject. What book could hope to do so? Especially for as long-lived a people as the elves. Yes, all right. Very good. Thank you. I'll take this book then. Thank you very. Oh boy, this is thick. Wow. Hold on. Hold on up. Well, what's wrong now?
May the stars of Elbereth shine upon you.
Don't go just yet. I have given you a book of history. For if Bingo is to understand my people, he will need to know from where they came, and the trials that faced in their journey to this point. But that's not all. There's so many names and places to describe in that book that I fear your friend will be quite overwhelmed and confused. To that end, also take this book of maps. With it, he'll obtain a full understanding of the many places in which elves have lived, and perhaps he will also attain an appreciation of the great scope and vastness of Middle-earth and the lands beyond. Well, Bingo has a liking for maps now, doesn't he? So I'm sure he'll greatly appreciate this. Yes, thank you. Oh, what? What now?
Welcome to the Golden Wood.
If your friend Bingo examines these books, he will have a basic understanding of the history of the elves and the lands shaped their journeys. But it is still not enough. Such a study would leave out one of those most important aspects of any people's experience: the words of art they fashioned, and the art that fashions them. This book contains descriptions of many such works, and in some sad cases, that is all that remains. For many have been lost to the ravages of time and the plots of the enemy. From these pages, Bingo will learn much about the elves that he can learn nowhere else. Right, a book of poems and stories. Yeah, perfect. What? Something else?
Sweet-eyed Rondeer.
Yes, I have had another thought, Pineleaf. If your friend Bingo wishes to write a book, complete study of elves, I I don't think he needs a complete study of elves. Anyway, I would be doing him a further reader and for the future readers, yes, a tremendous disservice if I did not supply him with one more book. You could also get your Westron a little bit better, okay? But anyway, this is a tome, my studious friend. It contains many of the songs of my people, and within their lines, Bingo will find much to feed both his mind and his heart. Sad songs there are, but also songs of triumph and of glad delight. The other books I have provided will tell him of Baron and Luthien or of Gilgalad, but a true understanding of what they mean to my people can only be found in song. Oh, hey, is this a special book that when you open it to the right song, the music will start flowing out of it? Oh, I should write one of those. Thanks a lot. Well, it looks like that's it for that. Whew! Now, I'm supposed to go to Karen Namroth, aren't I? Hello there, I've been sent here by Haldir.
Welcome to Cairn Amroth. Few only have had the joy of seeing this place.
Yes, few have been joy of seeing it in these fading times. Its beauty a remnant only of the majesty it once held. For on this mound Amroth, Lord of Lorien, built his house, in the days before his love was lost, and he himself vanished from Middle-earth. It is said that when the south wind blows upon the hill, if you listen to the sound of the gulls, you might hear still Amroth calling for his lost love Nimradel. But she never came back. Oh, don't look sad, Pineleaf. Karen Amroth should be a reminder of happier days. Walk upon the grass and be joyful. Your sorrows will not follow you here.
A moment, friend, before you go.
Yes, before you go, you should know that you are not the only hobbit that has come to Lorien in these recent days. In fact, I understand that you are known to these hobbits and their friends, and all will be pleased to see you. Frodo Baggins is resting with some members of his company up on the crest of the hill. I don't know what errand has brought them to the Golden Wood, or if you have been entrusted with knowledge of it, but I'm sure that they'll be pleased to see you. Frodo, in Lothlorien. Well, I've caught up with them. How about that? That's rather strange considering all I've been doing in the last, however long time. Hello there, Frodo. It's been a while since I've seen you about.
We have come such a long way, haven't we?
Pineleaf, though Milwyn told me another hobbit had come to Lothlorien, I had no idea it would be you. We have come to such a long way from the Shire, haven't we? There is still a long way to go, but here in Lothlorien I have found it difficult to worry too much about the road ahead. You have to tell Sam and me what has happened since we parted. It feels like a lifetime has passed since the leaving Rivendell, and several at least since we last saw Bag End. But Sam does not seem surprised to see you as I am, Pineleaf. You haven't become the chief conspirator of another conspiracy, have you, Sam? Well, you see that Sam is hiding behind the brush here. Maybe he is.
Hello there.
Me, a conspirator? It's not like that at all, Mr. Frodo, and you know I'm not cut out for keeping of secrets, despite your teasing. It's just that so many queer things have happened to us already, and this place, being elvish and all, I just about given up on being surprised when something out of the ordinary happens. And here comes Pineleaf out of the woods, walking big as you please. These elves have never had so many hobbit visitors before, I imagine, and it seems to me they find us as funny as we find them. You should find Mr. Merry somewhere around up the hill, Pineleaf. I know he'll be pleased as punch to see you. He's taking one of his walks, and may be resting in one of his private gardens along the perimeter right now. Right. So, where is this Mary Walker? Hello there, Mary. Long time no see.
I did not think to run into you here. I can tell you that.
Yes, I have to admit, I didn't think about that, here in Lorien at least. You're on the wrong side of the mountains, aren't you? Aren't we all? Pippin is around here somewhere, taking a nap, I believe. Oh, no, don't bother waking him. We'll all have plenty of time to catch up. I imagine that, yes, Lothlorien is so peaceful, it's hard to remember how hard the road will be, and has been. I wonder if you might track down Boromir. He doesn't seem to have a good time here as the rest of us. I think he's impatient to get going again, but maybe seeing you again will cheer him up. I last saw him up in the northwest outskirts of the great clearing along Kirin Amroth rises. All right, Boromir, but I think we will save that for next time, where we'll speak with Boromir. Maybe find Gimli and Legolas, and who knows, maybe even deliver these books that are starting to hurt my back because they're so heavy. Will I be able to survive that? We'll find that out in the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.